Good evening, and welcome back, everyone, to the Curse of Strahd. We have a new player today, so I would like to introduce Aaron. Aaron, if you'd like to say hello.
Hey, hello.
And with that, let us recap what happened last time.
We dealt with the
So-
aftermath of Strahd's ultimatum.
Uh, kind of.
Sort of.
We have a plan. We stride on Strahd and Kirill to try and get some idea of what Strahd was planning. And in doing so, even though our scry on Strahd himself was unsuccessful, we did learn that Kirill, along with Marcus's backstory vampire...
We learned that Kirill is sending Vivian to attack with some of the pack. And there's competition, apparently. And whoever successfully
succeeds, Katrina or Vivian, will get a favor from Strahd. In Katrina's case,
that's not how I interpret it.
Well, it is technically a favor.
Aren't there multiple things competing to attack Vallaki?
I don't know. I didn't read it like that. That very well might be the
I
case.
interpret it as Strahd is sending forces to attack Vallaki, and then whoever does a good job will ascend to be a new lieutenant or whatever.
It may very well be that. I definitely read it as a Katrina versus Vivian situation, which might completely blindside us later, and I'm sorry about that.
Anyway, learning this information that they're going to attack Vallaki, we decided to make a plan.
Make a plan, make an announcement, rally the guard, make sure the vampire guards were under our control and knew who held the power here in Vallaki with a nat 20 intimidate, and sort of convinced the magic item shop saleswoman to rent out weapons that could actually harm werewolves, because we were expecting an onslaught of werewolves. And Katrina sent a large majority of the force to the western gate, where we are expecting the werewolves to attack from, while not leaving the other gates undefended, just less defended. And I believe that's where we ended the session.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yep. So the night passes.
A couple of bookkeeping things I want to get out of the way. First of all, I cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay.
Second of all, I completely forgot to roll for abyssal spells, so I'll just do that now.
Also, wasn't it barely not even nighttime when we ended last session?
Yeah.
Well, Josh just said night passes, so I guess that's a long rest.
Didn't we just wake up in the morning and make that announcement, or did we have more time pass? I don't remember.
No, you ended with sundown.
It was a full day of
walls.
Prep. From the scrying to dealing with the corpse to the sending out the message. That was a full day of stuff.
Never mind me then.
I will join you in casting Mage Armor on myself.
So the night passes rather uneventfully. You're all on edge, standing at the walls, and eventually the sun rises.
Trina looks visibly disappointed. I may have been a bit too zealous of our opponent's time frame.
I go to bed now.
Please do. I did not mean for...
I'm kidding. I don't need to sleep.
She will turn to the guards on the wall around her, though, and say, I truly did not mean to force all of you to keep vigil until the attack happens. Constant vigilance is going to dull your senses, and that will only weaken our defense against this assault. You know your you know your forces better than I do. I'm new to this whole running a city thing. If you have a standard rotation for shifts on the wall, feel free to stick to that. Make sure this gate is more defended, since that is the direction we're hoping they approach from. And if you see anyone approaching, send a message for me or sound the alarm at your discretion.
Very
The rest
well.
of you, if you're not on shift, please get some rest.
Does that include us too?
One more thing. I'm gonna I don't think it's going to help because I'm not an artist and I don't think any one of us is. But I was going to ask if we drew a picture of the keep forgetting her name.
Vivian?
Vivian. If we drew a picture of Vivian and said, if you see this woman approaching the gates, do not let her in. But I don't think we could make an accurate enough likeness of them.
Just
I
give
think
a description.
Just to be safe,
Hang
we
on
could
a second.
probably.
Would minor illusion be able to make a decent likeness? I know it's not permanent, but
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen what she looks like, so yeah.
okay. I will use minor illusion to make a likeness of her face to show the guards.
Yeah, you can do that.
If you see this woman, do not let her in the city. She is the leader of the opposing force. And I'm not sure what her tactics are going to be, but if they involve infiltration and subterfuge, I would like to nip that in the bud.
Very well.
As you were.
They return to their duties. A few of them grumble off to go sleep.
Can we go sleep?
You can.
I mean, we've been up all night. I feel like we should long
Yeah,
rest.
we're approaching exhaustion if we don't rest.
Yeah.
Katrina is going to sleep at the inn until she is awoken by either an alarm
Yeah.
or
Marcus is also going to go take a nap at the inn.
somebody else.
Well, eventually that does happen as there's a knock on your door.
Did we get a long rest before that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hooray!
Casting Mage
I have
Armor again,
almost
just
all
in
my
case.
hit dice back. I'm just missing one.
So, first spell slot of the day down, casting Mage Armor. I will answer the door. Yes?
It is a guard.
What news?
Well, you mentioned keeping watch at people entering the city,
I did.
and we have seen no woman matching the description that you have provided. However, there are some people. We thought it wise to speak to you before deciding whether or not to let them in.
Very well. Take me to them.
And they will
Should
lead
we go
you
with you?
to.
You're more than welcome to come if you want.
They will lead you to the north
I
gate.
will,
You can
just because I've been not doing
drag
anything
yourself
else.
over to the north gate.
Is
Which
Misery
you
joining
see.
Misery was not long resting with you because she literally does not need to
us?
sleep.
Oh, right, okay. So what are you do?
She might be going off to Isolde's to see if she can get in another scribe, but you can resolve this first.
Alright. Thought I
You
would
see-
just extend the invitation, though.
A couple of people. Two Vistani. They big. No, they're not actually big.
It's a giant. One is bigger than the other,
Well, yeah, the old man is
though.
small and hunched over. Guy who does not look Vistani. And a person who definitely doesn't look Vistani,
That person looks like an elf.
who appears to be an elf. And then there is a fifth person who appears very wounded. They are wearing some kind of armor, and for all intents and purposes, they are a guard,
Okay.
but not one of yours. If that makes
guard
sense.
is way tinier than everyone.
Halfling guard.
Or everyone else is just giant.
There's no grid here, so
Fair.
I'll instruct the guards to open the gate to let me and Marcus through, but close it afterward until we decide to turn them away or bring them inside.
all right. I can't see these tokens anymore because the names are just over all of them.
Katrina will approach, sort of give a polite nod, and say, "Welcome to Vallaki. What brings you to our fair city?" Our fair town, I
Rowena,
guess.
this is
Yes?
you. I guess what you have known for the last 5 minutes is that you appeared here through the mist. There were injured men where you came from, and there are some injured men here. You know this man in particular,
Alright.
the really wounded one. I mean, you don't know him personally, but you recognize him. The others you sort of just met along the road while trying to seek help. This guy in particular told you, "Oh yeah, there's a city down that road." And then the two Vistani, not that you necessarily know what a Vistani is, but they just sort of followed you.
Alright.
Do with this information what you will.
Alright. Um.
As you think of what to say, the guy that originally led you here will step forward. Katrina, you see that this man appears to be a hunter. He's got a bunch of like wolves with him.
Would make sense why he's
But-
outside the walls
Dead
then.
wolves?
Yeah, dead wolves. Yes. Not just pelts, but meat. It's like, I'm returning from a hunt.
You got quite a haul. Welcome back. I'll sort of step aside, motion for the guards to let him through.
Yeah.
I assume he's a citizen.
Yeah, there's you hear a little bit of small talk between the guards and him.
Like they know him.
Yeah.
Cool.
Big hole you've got there, Yevgeny. Yep. There've been more wolves in the woods as of late.
I feel like that is notable.
I'm not looking forward to going back out there.
Nor should you be. We're expecting an attack in the next few days, so it'll be safer to stay in town until then.
He sort of just looks at you, like not fully recognizing you.
I will step forward through the gate once more and sort of hold out my hand. Katrina von Zarovna, the new burgomaster of Valaki.
What happened to Lady Wachter?
He stepped down.
He looks at you like you've grown a second head. Lady Wachter stepping down? I don't believe it.
I didn't kill her, if that's what you're asking.
Never said you did.
Fair enough.
It's not really my business. Just surprised, I guess, is all.
Katrina will nod and turn her attention back to the other newcomers.
He'll
Is
just
it
go on his
immediately
way.
obvious that they're not from Barovia? I mean,
Well, the elf, for one.
the elf, yeah, probably not from Barovia.
Yeah, roll perception or insight
Assuming
or
that you know that
history.
she isn't a dusk elf.
You know for a fact there are no female elves in Barovia.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Um,
I will step forward and say, "You must be an outsider. What
I'm
brought
so
you into-
sorry.
What unfortunate circumstances brought you into this hellhole of a land?"
Um, there was a battle. A lot of people killed and injured. Then, the mist came, and
Sort of look to the wounded guard. I'm sorry, I probably should have asked this first. Are they stable? Do they need help?
are they stable?
stable, but like probably gonna have to amputate a leg.
I'll kneel down, approach them, and just give them a singular cure wounds.
The mists brought another battle here.
So it would seem.
As you approach this soldier, you notice two things, Katrina. One, he's a half elf, Two, his armor looks very similar to this other person. Like they have the same insignia.
Who, the
Okay.
elf?
Yeah.
Okay.
Both outsiders then.
Or coat of arms, I guess.
Mhm.
If it's true what she says about being in a battle, you would guess they were from the same side, the same army.
I'll sort of turn back to the guards and say, "These two are clear to enter." And then turn my attention to the Vistani.
They will help carry the injured dude.
Will you
You
be
smushed him.
I did.
seeking? Will you be seeking refuge within our walls as well?
Yes, if it's not too much trouble. My grandfather and here have come here to rest, to trade.
Trade, you say? What sort of wares?
All kinds, all kinds.
Are they like carrying anything that could be easily identifiable as wares?
The not old guy has a big backpack.
Fair enough.
Various herbs, general goods, rope, knives. I have a compass if you would like.
That's fascinating, but save your sales pitch for the people inside. She'll nod and then sort of turn
Thank you.
and allow them inside.
They will both go inside.
Probably should have rolled insight on that, but their
Too late
story
now.
sounded believable.
I guess we go inside. Again.
Yep. Is there anywhere in particular you'd like to go? Just so I could have a
Well, if the newcomer is
Dude,
following their person wherever they're taking the wounded soldier, I think Katrina would want to speak to them more.
at the inn.
where are they taking
Wherever
the
they're
wounded
taking the
person?
wounded guy.
Probably the inn.
Alright, to the inn.
Beatrix had that camp. Actually, Beatrix had that camp.
That was a plague camp,
Hmm.
though. Has the
Yeah.
plague been dealt with at this point?
Eh. Is the pandemic over? Yes. Is there still a plague? Yes.
Fucking fair. God damn, that hurts.
That reminds me.
Actually, the church would be a good. No, the camp. The camp's also significantly
Camp is
closer.
closer.
Yeah.
Although who's running it now?
Yeah, because Beatrix had left, didn't she?
Yeah. But the tents are still there. The beds are still there, or the
I guess that
cots.
some of the people are still using
Some of the
them.
volunteers may have taken over.
And there were like wounded people from the previous battle too that are probably still chilling there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Rowena, you do recognize some of the people here.
Oh.
Again, mostly coats of arms you recognize. Some people from your side, some from the other. If you actually recognize them personally, anyone, that's up to you.
So just to clarify, when Katrina recognized the insignia earlier, was that these two people are wearing the same insignia, or these two people are wearing the same insignia and I recognize it from outside?
You recognize it now looking at them. You didn't really put two and two at the gates.
Okay. I will let them explain to me what I know about them then.
Also, if you'd like to describe your character, Aaron, now that they have a better look at you. I can throw your token up on the... Everyone can see that, yeah?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, what was the say? I mean, my character is a high elf. She does have, the injury on her face, like the scars on her face
Are
as
those burn
in the
scars?
image. Yeah. Um. So, she's probably going to be outfitted for battle. She has a rapier and like light armor.
Cool. So do we like definitely notice that these insignias match some of the other people from the previous battle that ended up here?
It's not hard to tell.
Okay.
I mean, some of their uniforms are very tattered at this point, but... At least of the ones who are soldiers, there's also plenty of people in the camp that are
Yeah.
just Vallaki citizens who were sick.
Mm-hmm.
Although at this point, it is definitely more like the permanently wounded are more here long term.
Mm-hmm. So I guess you came from the same place as this lot then.
Yeah.
Probably wondering where you are right now, of course.
Yeah.
It's not
So
every day you get teleported and missed somewhere else.
in terms of like the other people who are here who are also from like the same place that I come from, is there like any of the people that I would recognize like from my backstory here?
None of those people are here.
Alright.
But if it's like, oh, this is the blacksmith who like gave me this thing, or like I remember this one archer that I don't know his name, like stole my kill at one point.
Who is this blacksmith? What is his wife's middle name?
Yeah, just like casual acquaintance here and there.
Alright.
Actually all of the people here though were in that first wave of the fight of this, like at the siege.
Yeah.
So they weren't necessarily stationed in the same location you were.
So these are people who have been here longer.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, so I imagine that there'll probably be like one or two people like I might notice them like a face I recognize and just be like it's like you're here. It's like when like when they didn't make it into
When
this
they didn't report back in.
siege.
Oh shit, you're not
Yeah,
dead.
like I just figured that they were killed.
No, not dead. Wished I was for a while though. Said I'm never gonna be able to fight again. What what happened? Back at the fort. Did we win?
Uh, n- we did not win. The
Damn.
the Lord fell in battle.
Damn. Well, we can't do anything about it now. Afraid we're stuck here. Did they tell you?
Tell me what.
The mists. This place. They call it Barovia. And once the mist swallows you, you can never leave. Even when you die, they say, your soul will be trapped here for all of time.
Um, I think I want to say something like, there's nothing left for me in that cursed place anyway.
You're not entirely correct about the once you're here, no one leaves. There is one way, and it has been done at least once before, but I wouldn't go counting on a miracle just yet.
The wounded soldier looks at you, but you can tell he's just given up all hope.
Are you gonna elaborate on that?
What, me?
Yeah.
If they want to hear it.
The wounded guy doesn't, but does does the newcomer?
I don't think so. Like, as a player, I'm interested, but I think that my character isn't.
Regardless, you seem to be in still somewhat capable fighting shape, despite what atrocities you may have just recently underwent. Would you be interested in trading one more for another?
Um, thinking my character will probably say that they think they've had their fill of war for one lifetime.
Well, I'm not sure if you have much of a choice.
Put it simply, the city of Balaki, the town in which you currently stand, is expecting an attack within the next several days, and we need all of the able-bodied fighters that we can find. Are you familiar with werewolves? Do you have any enchanted weapons or magical means of attacking?
Yes, I am capable of fighting werewolves.
We could especially use you right now.
Yeah. Probably want to know a little bit more about the werewolves if you know anything else that you can tell me.
Marcus, would you mind filling her in on the way back to the tavern?
All right.
Ooh, the tavern. I'm so zoomed in.
Same.
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
Can you shift ping?
I will once you're.
Once we're what?
All on the map. There you go.
Cool.
I dragged somebody. Where did Marcus go?
I'm
Oh,
right
there.
here.
Right here.
Oh, you fill her in?
Yeah.
Specifically about
Vivian and the werewolf pack, etc.
Vivian, the werewolf pack. I would also throw in a bit about Kirill, finishing
And
with
Strahd.
the fact that Kirill is a lieutenant of Count Strahd von Zarvik, the master of this land, who is currently sending his forces to attack the city. And I'm going to leave it at that with no further explanation about who I am and who I'm related to.
Alright.
You'll learn in time. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Um. I mean, I can't think of any questions, but I'm thinking like, if you mentioned like, kind of like that the werewolves are up to like bad shit.
Means
Uh,
they're attacking this. They're going to attack the city. I think that classifies as bad shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh.
And that we have a lot of innocent people here and stuff.
Yeah, and then that probably work to convince me that if the innocent people here are in harm's way, then I would be honor bound to help protect them.
See,
Also, question: is the food that the innkeeper made available still? Is there still some left?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna get some food for our table, and drop some gold in the thing he left for people to put money in.
Okay.
How much? How much does the food cost?
I mean, let's pay what you want at this point.
Well, I mean, he left notes of how much stuff costs.
Oh, yeah. What are you getting?
I don't know, just whatever we normally eat.
wolf steak.
Some meat or whatever.
Probably like 5 silver.
I'll just drop a gold.
I don't know if that's consistent with what it was like 20 sessions ago, but I'm not.
Yeah, it's fine. I just
Supply and demand affects the prices
I
differently.
just drop
so,
a gold
yeah.
in the bin.
Also, in a closed economy like Barovia, prices are fucked.
Yeah.
Also, is Misery here?
That's a fair point.
Because I see Misery on the map, so I just figured I'd ask.
I mean, I sort of just put you all at the table, but if you want to not be there.
Just so you're not sitting around doing nothing.
She could be back by this point. She was off doing her own thing before, but I suppose she could have wandered back to the tavern.
Sorry to shift the spotlight real quick, but did you want to like role play out what you were doing, or just say what it was?
Do that. You want to share what you wanted to do?
Yeah, so Misery wanted to go over to his old shop and see if she could get in another scry, specifically to see how our friend Gesh is doing.
Oh boy.
You were given the same price as last time, which is...
I believe it was 1 gold per minute.
Yeah,
And there was like a usage fee of like some
2 silver. Or 1 silver, yeah.
As far as the specifics on Scry, it's DC 17 Wisdom.
You know the target well,
Yep,
so they have -5 on this.
yep, and
I feel like you would also have kept some possession or garment of theirs from when you like resurrected them, potentially.
yeah, I think. I mean, I guess that's up to Josh because he was in control of her at that time. But
Possible.
You cut out what was that?
I said that would be sensible.
Oh, right.
Okay,
So if you have like the maximum bonuses to all of this, then that would be a negative 15 that Gesh has on their save.
Oh wow. Oh, all
with
of that
DC 17.
stacks.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
it doesn't
no.
stack, but body part, lock of hair, bit of nail, or the like is a minus 10, and knowing the target well is a minus 5.
Yeah.
Give
two
me a
parts stack.
percentile roll for whether or not you actually have the body part.
Actually, it might
We'll say-
not stack. It might just be minus 10.
We'll say a
Seems
high
like
roll is good. Okay, a high roll is good. Yeah, you have the body part.
Okay.
So
So I think it's just a minus 10, not a minus 15.
Uh,
Because those are, like... I think
Well-
it's like a sliding scale of...
well, there's the knowledge save modifier, and then there's the connection save modifier. Those are two separate modifiers.
Okay, so it would be
Well,
minus 5
even-
for knowledge. And...
even without any modifiers at all, that is a roll that Guess just made.
Excellent. I hope.
And you see him. You see trees. You see Gesh, he's walking.
Okay.
Down a road. You see he's walking away from the city.
Valaki?
Yeah. Go ahead
Okay.
and make me some kind of roll to determine where.
I am way too zoomed in now.
All the possible rolls I could make are terrible, so I'll just go with nature.
You don't know. There's trees.
Deep forest.
Trees, and he is walking away. But it could be in any direction, as far as I'm
If-
concerned.
If I said he's somewhere in the Svalak woods, that would not narrow it down.
It really wouldn't. Like, for all we know, he could be, like, over here and still walking away.
However, even with that roll of 1, you don't even get that much of Svalak woods.
Well, we know he's in the woods. There are
Yeah.
trees. The only woods here are the Svalak woods.
Now, Misery doesn't even know that though.
Okay.
The roll is that bad. You don't even get to the unhelpful information. That's how bad the roll is. But yeah, you can tell he's walking away on the road.
Okay.
And they see the funny thing that would cause a lot of inter-party drama.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, do I see that? I guess is the big question.
You sense it. It's not like out, but you can sort of see or again, sight isn't the right word, but you sort of feel the energy radiating out from the skull. It's almost like, he has a little pack that is carrying the skull in, and you it's almost like you see the light, the sickening green light sort of coming out from the pack. But it's like a sixth sense thing, it's not like real light. And he has the skull.
Going to immediately end the scry there. How much time did that particular... there's the 10 minutes to cast it. How much time was I looking at Gesh?
1.
Okay, so 11 gold plus 2 silver.
Yeah.
she's just going to, as soon as she gets out of the scry, she's going to be kind of glaring forwards angrily and then slam her fist on the table.
Blam.
Miss
help you?
Isolde, I will pay you double if you do not mention to Katrina or any other of my friends that I was here.
That's store policy, but okay.
Okay. And she will make her way back to the tavern at this
So
time.
did you pay her 22 gold and 2 silver?
And 4 silver. Yes.
I thought it was 1 silver.
No, it was 2.
Oh, you said 1 and then 2.
No, it was,
Whatever.
no, it's 2.
Whatever.
And at this point, Misery has reason to seek out
Good.
Katrina and the party.
Yeah.
And I assume you went to the inn to look for us, and then we weren't there, and then we showed up like a minute later.
Yeah.
Misery knows. Misery is objectively an idiot statistically, but she knows that you will come back to the inn at some point.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess as we're coming to sit down, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
this is our companion, Misery. Misery, this is... What is your name
I don't think
anyway?
we ever caught your name.
Yeah, just like, this is... What is your name anyway?
My name is Rowena.
New outsider.
Fascinating.
As far as I can tell, she and a comrade in arms of hers only recently got picked up by the mists just outside town. And I think more importantly for the short term, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but she has agreed to provide her assistance with the defense of the city. At least for the coming attack.
Yeah. If the, rebels attack in, I will help protect the city from that.
That's something.
I don't suppose you have something that can actually hurt werewolves?
I will probably show you my sword and show that it is enchanted. And, it's like, I believe that this should suffice.
At least we don't have to waste money outfitting you as well.
Roll perception.
Who?
Anyone. Not Rowena.
Damn.
I
Okay.
don't know what it is, but Roll20 has been like really favoring me lately. There was a previous game I was in yesterday where I swear to God, like the first 10 rolls I had, none of them were below like 17.
Damn.
Yeah, so you see the sword, you also see, just looking at Rowena's armor, you note that the quality of all of her gear seems to be very high. It's like looking at the difference between a common guard and a knight. except with light armor. And knights are usually like plate armor, but that's like a human thing. You don't know about like elven knights? But that is the vibe you get looking at Rowena, and her gear is like a high elf magic knight, which seems very useful for your particular circumstances.
It's almost like it was planned that way.
You also hear with your nat 20 tapping at the window.
I'll sort of glance over and see who's tapping.
There is a raven
Tilt my
tapping
head.
its beak at the window.
I'll be right back. I'll sort of walk outside and see what the fuck this bird wants.
There is a message tied to its leg. It flies up to you.
I'll
Ah!
gingerly unwrap the note, give it a little tiny pet along the feathers of its head.
Ah! It flies away.
What's the note say?
It says, sorry for it says I'm sorry that we left so soon and that we weren't able to give you more assistance. But perhaps this will aid you in what's to come.
Is it that one family that left?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Given ravens, I think it is related to the Mardikovs, but
Oh, it's probably from the innkeeper? I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah.
the innkeeper.
My family has done some investigating into the matter, and I thought you would want to know. There are 3 figures at play in your father's plans. I do not know their identities, but I do know that one of them appears to be a werewolf. We have also cited a number of undead. Slowly making their way towards Vallaki. From what we are aware of, these 3 will be in conflict with one another as much as they will be with you. Hopefully you can use that to your advantage.
Assume that's the end of the note.
No, you flip it over and there's a little bit more. You're like, oh, there's
What was
like
the
that's
third
the end.
figure?
Oh, there's more.
I heard werewolf, undead, and something
Werewolf
else.
and undead. There's no information yet on the third figure.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Sorry, I was reading something.
And the back says, we think that they have some ulterior objective, but we don't know what it is. Be careful. And then it's simply signed M.
For Mardukov?
Probably. Katrina is going to just mutter a curse under her breath, head back inside,
Show
and
us.
just not immediately. She will say, "You three upstairs now," and then, with the new person roped into this nightmare scenario, she will share the news.
So you go upstairs.
I take my wine with me.
Of course.
Three figures at play.
Well, we know one.
One looks to be a werewolf, they said. That is probably
Vivian.
Vivian, working alongside Kirill. It
Well,
would
if-
not make sense for them and Kirill to be separate entities and also opposed
Well,
to each
yeah.
other. So they're
Well,
most
if
likely one
What
faction.
Misery saw from her scrying spell, Kirill will not be here. He was directing her to attack.
Yeah, you recall he was like complaining that like, Strahd's not letting me go
Okay,
because he's testing you.
that makes more sense. So it's going to be Vivian as one of them. Then there's Undead.
I have a hunch on one of them who one of them might be, but I wouldn't know as a character. So I will not say.
Out of character, I think I have the same hunch, and I have a reason why I don't think it's them.
I see.
Because given that Kirill is not attacking,
I don't think we have the same hunch.
never mind.
Anyway,
A host of undead, you say?
Yes. It also means we're not going to be attacked from just one gate. We're going to have the city surrounded.
well, that's just great.
And to make matters even worse, there is a third faction that we know nothing about.
Movements unknown. Yeah, that sounds cool. That I'm retconning that on the letter. The third, their movements are unknown to us. Be careful.
Well, that's going to be the episode title.
Heh.
Do you know what direction the undead are coming from?
The werewolves are coming from the west. The undead are probably coming from the north or east.
They didn't say.
Doesn't say, no.
Hmm.
You think it would, but it doesn't.
Although, given where the Martikovs would have fled to, the direction they were headed is also in the west and more to the south, so if they saw the undead, they might be coming from that direction as well.
So what's our plan?
Same as before?
I think that I might be able to help with your undead problem. However, it is going to require you to tell me the location of the Skull of Orcus. An artifact that, as you should probably know by now, has quite a bit of control over the undead.
I'm aware.
So, you've been hiding it from me for so long. Do you know where it is? And I am going to, because it just happened to come up in my abyssal spells, I am going to cast Message to Katrina and say, because I know exactly where it is.
No, you don't.
Bear in mind, before we met, before you had your change of heart and decided to join our merry band of adventurers, I watched my father kill one of the only friends I made entering this God's forsaken land. And that friend happened to hate your guts. So you'll understand why I was a bit hesitant to tell you where your precious skull was.
That's
gave it to-
fair,
I gave
but
it to
we
Yash.
need it now.
I think you just talked over each other there.
Yeah, you did.
I gave it to Gesh in the prison before they left the city after Dragomir's missive went belly up.
And why, pray tell, would you do that?
Because I trusted him not to use it more than I trusted you not to.
And look where it's gotten us now. I have gone through all of your silly little plans, trying to gain favor with you. I understand why you didn't give it to me when we met initially. But I would have thought that you'd have gained, or I'd have gained at least a smidgen of your trust by now. Now Gesh is leaving the city, God knows where. I saw him walking in a forest. That doesn't make any sense to me. Could be going in any direction. I suppose at least he's not marching towards the city with one of these armies, so
If you
maybe
knew,
that's small comfort to you.
if you know he's headed away from the town, then he must be still close enough that you could discern at least that much.
I couldn't tell you which direction he was heading.
I can send him a message. See if they'll return on their own accord.
Well, I have doubts that he'll listen to you, but you're certainly welcome to try.
And it is thinking of the correct words to say.
For one, I must be so confused right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's this about her father?
What's happening right now?
I'm thinking of the 25 words to say to Gesh. Because sending only lasts that long. I don't think the 25... Yep, it is 25 words. I'm actually just going to write this out, just so I know it's 25.
Fair. Awkward silence as you're formulating your.
Yeah, I know. It's painful for me too. Oh, hi, that's a spell.
Oh, I accidentally was trying to read the description.
Yeah, I've done that.
It's a lot of
Misery's going to
damage.
turn to Marcus, actually, and she's going to ask, did you know?
Out of character, did I know? I don't think I know.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't think I was there when Katrina gave the skull to
Katrina
Gesh.
sort of just did it.
Yep.
I will just say I did not.
Do I believe?
Roll insight.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you do believe actually. You see the truth.
What was the do you believe?
Oh,
That Marcus didn't.
Misery asked if I knew that you gave the skull to Gesh. I said no, and then it was
Ah,
rolling to see if she believed me.
Strangely
Nope.
enough, you do.
She'll just nod at that.
well, that is the message I send to Gesh. I speak the 25 words aloud, so the rest of y'all also hear that.
And then you receive the message.
But you've definitely known Marcus long enough to know that he can't really. He's not good at the art of deception with his minus charisma rolls.
But only you hear the message, right?
Correct.
The message isn't
Yes.
out loud.
Only I hear the response.
I did tell you you were making a mistake. That is the message. Or rather, the reply.
Think I may have fucked up. And if we come into possession of the skull again, I will give it back to you. No questions asked. But for the time being, I think it is reasonable to assume that Gesh is either the one controlling the zombies or actively not helping.
He is not controlling the zombies. He was walking away from the city. I would have seen the forces with him when I scryed on him. Oh, yes, I did that. That's how I knew.
Regardless, what's done is done.
So again, what is our plan here?
The message said that these three factions would be fighting amongst each other as well as amongst us. If we can cause a diversion, cause their forces to meet each other and expend resources on each other's armies, it would lessen the amount we have to deal with personally. Some way of leading them from one gate to another if they are attacking from multiple fronts.
That is a pretty good idea.
There is also another thing that mentioned. Something about an ulterior motive here in Valak. I don't know what that is, whether it's something they wish to recover, or if they simply wish to breach the gates, kill everyone inside. I don't.
Or if it's just
No,
having to
I
do
know
with
exactly.
their combat
I know
between each other.
exactly what they want. I think they're after Irina.
You know, that is probably right.
This still got any worse.
We have talked to Irina and Valeria since we teleported back to Valaki, right?
Yes.
It's hard to keep track of these things.
Yeah, you did, but not since the I don't think since Katrina's took power,
Mm-hmm.
and then obviously since you've been dealing with the situation. You have not checked up on them.
We should probably go check up on them.
You should. And given who is among the forces of the Guard, I don't think her safety is something we can trust to them alone,
Yes.
or them at all. You want
Well,
to...
so long as she stays at Valeria's, the vampire guard can't do anything about her.
We're not being attacked by vampires, are we?
Well, we don't know what the third faction is.
Back to our earlier point. Some way to lure these forces to meet each other. Marcus, you mentioned it was a good idea. I don't suppose you have any insight as to how we might be able to pull such a gambit.
I'm not quite sure myself. It certainly doesn't help that we don't quite know about these other groups. We know there's undead, but we don't know who's controlling them. And we don't know anything about the third.
Do we have a list of likely candidates that could be commanding the forces? I can attempt to scry on them to confirm. Provided we rent the materials from Isolde again.
It could just be as simple as funneling the forces into the same area and seeing if they'll attack each other.
I have a sneaking suspicion on who the third faction might be.
Do tell.
I almost don't want to say it, just in case I'm wrong. It's possible. The note mentioned that their movements were unseen. yet the Markovs knew that there was a third faction at play. It's possible this third faction is already within the city walls. We never did fully get rid of Lady Wachter and her little book club.
But I don't believe them to be serving Strahd.
She was rather quick to acquiesce when he barged in on her coronation.
Well, it was that or die.
Still, I wouldn't put it past her to take any deal offered if it meant more power for her.
I would be more wary of the vampire guards.
We do have them to worry about as well, but hopefully my speech the other day keeps them in check. No conclusive leads for the third faction, then.
So do you wish to head over to Valeria's now, or?
We should probably go. Deal with that.
Should.
So you had a.
Although Valeria probably won't be happy if we show up with another random person and be like, here, they're cool. We just met them 5 minutes ago.
She also probably won't be happy if we walk out in the open to her residence.
That
And
too.
she has mentioned previously that teleporting outside is preferable to setting off the wards and protections on the residence itself.
I could stand well outside the building and send a message to her asking her to meet us somewhere.
It is worth a shot, but I don't think she's going outside either. She is as much in hiding as Irina is right now.
Well, you met her in the library, so perhaps we could all meet in the library.
That was before Strahd was looking for her.
That's fair.
I can go. Bring one other person. Explain the situation. And
That
Nope.
works.
I'm just trying to think of how this goes wrong. If Irina finds out and decides they want to help, and possible that she is more than capable of handling herself in a fight, but there's just too many unknowns right now. Let's just go. Marcus?
Sure.
So you're just teleporting from here?
We'll do the same tactic as previously because it's a longer distance than 500 feet, but we'll head in that direction, duck into an alley, wait until there's no one immediately within line of sight, and then
Okay.
bamf via dimension door to another alley, like immediately near her residence.
So you head downstairs, and there's a person down there who.
Can you shift ping there? I'm not at my keyboard.
See,
Oh, it's that lady again.
Yeah, she looks up at you as you head down the stairs. She waves.
hello.
Hello yourself. I was told that you were here.
Did you need anything?
It's not what I need so much as what you need. She gestures to, you see a very large sack that is just like placed on the table.
We'll inspect the contents.
What do we have here?
It is silverware. Forks and knives and spoons.
I see. Is this actual silver?
Genuine silver.
Well then,
At least
Yes.
one thing's going
We'll
well.
stab the werewolves with forks. That will do well.
it is
Well, I was
better than
thinking you
nothing.
could melt it down into weapons or arrows.
Yes.
Is there even a blacksmith in this town?
There was. I don't know if there is.
Well, I don't suppose you know where they had their shop.
Probably find it. Our tools should be there if nothing else.
That none of us know how to use.
Except maybe our newcomer.
No, I don't know how to use.
Worth a shot.
Well, let's find out first if the blacksmith's still in town. And if not, perhaps as Burgomaster you can put out the word that you're looking for anyone with any sort of smithing experience.
I understand there have been many new arrivals lately. Perhaps one of them?
I'll send the word out.
What was her
Roll
name again?
perception, Ludmilla. Roll perception.
Thank you, I forgot.
Katrina, you see the like Valakovich coat of arms on some of these pieces, and you also see the Wachter coat of arms on some others.
Hmm. We were even able to get the nobles to part with their silverware.
You could say that.
Oh, I like your style.
Well, to be fair, it's not like there was anyone guarding the Valakovich residence.
Yes, it was rather easy to secure.
I'm going to stop you there. I don't want to hear what you did, because if I did, I would probably have to arrest you.
Oh, I merely solicited a donation.
Good enough, we'll leave it at that.
Where is Victor anyway? I forget what we said he was doing now.
He went back to his house, and you're sort of having him help with admin stuff.
Mhm.
Right, yeah. Thank you for the reminder.
Anyway, even that time is short before the attack, I'm actually going to delegate this. Misery, do you mind taking our new friend and this silverware to the blacksmith and hoping that they're still there?
Fine. Come on, Rowena, let's go see if your friends are useful.
Alright.
Wait, what?
The newcomers.
Dragonstorm has been hinting like several times that the newcomers, there are a lot of them. Some of them might have smithing capabilities. And literally, when Rowena was introduced,
I misheard what you said for them to
Yeah.
do.
and
I heard-
also I find this funny. Literally, when Rowena was introduced and we were walking through camp, Josh like said offhand, "If you recognize any of these people, like, oh, this is the blacksmith that gave me this hammer or something, you can decide that for yourself."
Master, yeah. I did say that.
You did say that.
And is there anything I can do?
All I had heard was go to the blacksmith place and see if they're still there, so I was confused.
Mm.
But yeah, that makes sense now. Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
Is
And
there anything else I can do?
you can show them where the blacksmith is,
Does she even know?
or was.
All right.
What should I do?
Well, you and I are still
All right.
doing
Sorry,
our
I
thing.
forgot that we were gonna go do that. Pretend I didn't say that.
Afterwards, though.
We can figure that out then.
I'll let you know if I think of anything.
For now, I believe we have a somewhere to be.
All right. So, Misery, Rowena, and Ludmilla all head off in a direction. Let's put them out here for now. And then Katrina and Marcus are heading over to Valeria's, yes?
Yes.
Mhm. Burning a dimension door to get us in, and probably a second one to get us out.
I'll put us outside. Or put me
Yeah.
outside.
Whoa. Your
Well-
token was not where your hit bar was.
Ooh.
That's weird. This, they won't be
Can
able to
everyone
see the-
else see?
They should be
I
able
can
to
see
us on the roof.
Irina.
Yeah, I can see Irina.
Yeah.
Irina has party
Okay.
vision, so
Okay,
So
that's
if
good
we
enough.
just like expedite this and put us in the room with Irina.
Well, I mean, you gotta go through the trouble of knocking.
Through.
knock knock.
It's a good minute. And then, the door will open a peep.
Can we
It's
talk?
you.
Who else would it be?
Alright. And she,
We quickly enter.
actually, Irina's sitting in the kitchen. kitchen. Or dining room, or whatever that is.
Yeah, the kitchen's to the right of that, I think. Like
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah. So, what's the latest disaster then?
I glance at Katrina.
Well, given that my father is currently down 2 lieutenants, he is rapidly figuring out a way to prove and promote new ones.
I see.
To that end, the town of Valaki will come under attack, maybe even siege, within the next few days.
I see. So that's what has all the people running around screaming like chickens.
As far as we are aware, there are 3 involved factions. Werewolves, led by a personal nemesis of Marcus here. A horde of undead, zombies in particular, under whose control we don't know. And a third faction that we know the existence of, but no other details. And it seemed as though those 3 factions were in direct competition with each other, and that they have some ulterior motive in the attack on Valaki. Given our guest here, I suspect...
Valaki's coming under attack? Irina will step out.
Not immediately.
Soon, yes.
Well, I want to help.
That's exactly what I was afraid of.
But Irina, you only have 14 hit points.
She has more than that. She just hasn't.
I know, I'm just making a joke because that's
I
what her
haven't
token
updated
says.
the token.
I was just making a funny.
Yeah.
If you truly wish to help, if you truly wish to risk your life in this endeavor, I do want to make this very clear. Strahd, personally, has been searching for you for a incredibly long time. I can go into the details of exactly why, but I don't know if we've already told you, and I don't want to repeat myself.
I think
But
we did tell her.
the point of the matter is, these 3 factions that are each attacking Valaki, presumably in one coordinated strike to try and catch us unprepared, they have an ulterior goal in mind. And while we don't know exactly what that goal is, I strongly suspect that the reason for this massive assault is to try and kidnap you, capture you, and take you to Castle Ravenloft.
So what you're saying is not only is everyone in danger, but they're in danger because of me.
That's
And you still ask me to stand aside and do nothing.
I'm not asking you to stand aside. I'm asking you to understand what you're getting into.
Well, I want to fight.
I'm just gonna
Irina,
look at
no. No. She'll pull her into a little hug. No, I don't want you getting hurt.
I'm just gonna look at Marcus and like shrug.
Oh, what's the point of me learning magic if I'm not going to use it?
Well, it's good to be able to defend yourself if it comes to it. But to boldly seek out danger is risky.
Roll persuasion.
I'm not good at it.
Not terrible. Pretty good roll.
I still have a -1 to charisma, though.
Yeah, but
It's not the
Valeria's
worst
just
roll I've
like,
had
yeah,
today.
listen to him, Irina. It's not. It's not safe. You especially need to be careful.
That said, it is not an entirely foolhardy idea to have Irina help. These factions are working not only against Valaki, but against each other, trying to prove themselves to my father. If their secret goal is to capture Irina, then perhaps we can use her as a distraction, cause them to run into each other and expend resources on themselves rather than the city.
I do not like this plan, Valeria says.
Neither do
She'll
I.
grip Irina a little bit tighter.
It's not the greatest plan. But ultimately it is her decision.
Valeria just looks at you as if you're a horrible traitor. Going from Irina, it's not safe. You don't want to go into danger like that. To but it is your decision, traitor. She's just glaring daggers at you right now.
Out of character, someone had to argue the other side.
It's true
yeah.
she could divert them, but it's just as likely she'd be caught and killed in the crossfire.
Well, I think that's the last thing Strahd would want.
Well, what was it you mentioned about these forces? Zombies and what else? Werewolves?
The two factions that we know about.
You're telling me you want to put her in the path of rabid dogs?
Want is a very strong word.
And you think that what? She'll be safe by your father's will alone?
Let me put it this way. If Irina dies, then Strahd is going to not take the punishment lightly. He will not make the punishment light. He wants Irina alive.
And you think some rabid werewolf is going to care about that in the heat of the moment?
Not entirely feral, even when fully transformed. And I think fear of Strahd
She
is going to
scoffs.
keep them pretty restrained in that particular matter.
She's gonna actually take a step between you and Irina. And she'll just stare you down. She'll say, "You saw what was in that book the same as I. What has happened to this girl, the amount of times that she is... Do you honestly believe that his threats will mean anything?" You saw her die over and over.
Let
Did
me
you
put
not?
it this way. Our forces are the guards of Palaki. Will be focused on defending the walls and keeping the invaders from getting inside the city. But there are only so many of us. If and when they break through, they will likely be headed straight here.
We're all in harm's way already.
And they are not vampires.
It's still better to hide her than to put her alone in their path.
Who said anything about being alone?
Oh, so you want to catch more of your people in the crossfire. I see. Great plan.
Well, I would gladly put my own life on the line fighting than hiding here while others get hurt.
And in the end, Marcus is right. It isn't your decision.
out of character. Honestly, I've been waiting for Irina to say something.
She is like she opens her mouth, but Valeria's like, no, shush. There are better ways.
Please elaborate. I'm listening.
You wish for a diversion?
What did you have in mind?
You would, and then she stops and thinks. You are proposing to sacrifice your queen. A considerable risk and gamble. But yeah, you see she's almost like looking at you differently right now as she says this.
Well, get to the point.
And she's like, you're more ruthless than I thought you might be. But what might be a sacrifice could instead be a feint. She actually she will as she's saying this, she's gonna walk over to the table. I'm gonna like lead you there.
Moving the site for the people on Twitch.
And as there is in fact a chess metaphor going on, there is a chess board on the table. Clearly, Valeria and Irina were playing a match before we came in here. And she's like, oh, yes, you would sacrifice your queen, but it could be a feint. And as she says this, she waves her hand over a pawn. And as her hand waves over it, you see a queen. You still see like the original queen on the board that she picked up when she's like, oh, you would sacrifice your queen. But you could do a feint. Why stop at one misdirection?
Clever.
Very.
See, so we don't have to risk Irina.
What do you have in mind?
I think what they're implying is we have somebody else disguise themselves as Irina, get them to follow a false target, possibly multiple.
Precisely.
But who and how many? Where?
This also hinges on our ability to make the ruse as effective as possible.
Yes. I'm afraid I don't know too many masters of illusion and such.
There are spells.
The one spell that I know that comes close is far more powerful and yet simultaneously far more limiting than what I would prefer. Cannot just disguise myself as at a whim. However, I could create an illusory image, some audiovisual phenomenon that can draw their attention using Irina's likeness.
Yes, that could work. After all, it does not need to stand to scrutiny, it only needs to redirect their movement.
Indeed.
Well, it sounds like we have a plan then.
Fine,
Yeah.
I guess I'll stay here then. It's really for the best, darling.
I'm going to look over at Irina and using my telepathy, I am going to ask her, do you truly wish to help fight? Even despite the risks.
I just hate sitting here doing nothing.
Well, I don't say anything because I can't hear this conversation.
Yeah. Valeria will look at the between the two of you and say, "Is there something you wish to say?" Perhaps something you wish to share with the class?
Irina's just going to shake her head, return her eyes to the chessboard, and say to Irina, although looking elsewhere, if everything goes right, you won't have to do anything, but if the worst comes to pass, you'll get your chance to prove yourself or die trying.
It's not about proving myself, it's just... You see her leg is twitching. He just seems really antsy. I think perhaps what Irina means to say is that, well, the two of us have been stuck inside my house for quite some time now. Perhaps she just wants to get out and stretch her legs, as it were.
Was going to say, especially with the idea of having multiple illusory distractions, given that one of the fronts that we are going to be fighting is against zombies of all creatures, I figure it wouldn't be as dangerous to have Irina slinging some fire at them from the safety of the walls.
I don't know. Simple zombies, yes, perhaps. But what about undead of the stronger variety? What about whoever it is that leads them?
You will not be fighting alone.
No, I think perhaps, maybe once this is all over, we could leave. Visit somewhere else in Barovia, perhaps.
Are you aware of Argynvostholt?
You did mention it, yes.
Well, when I sent you the message the first time saying that Strahd knew, we had just liberated that stronghold, freed it from the angered spirits that had been holding on to their hatred for far too long, and it is now under the watchful light and hopefully protection of the spirit of Argynvost, the Silver Dragon. Of any place that is not right here in this house, I think that might be the safest.
Light and protection, Why is it I get the distinct impression that I would not be so welcome there?
They're the soldiers who fought with Argynvost. Their fight was with Strahd and his forces. They helped to protect Tatiana. Tried again and again to hold off Strahd's advances, keep them from capturing her. They may not be welcoming of you, but they will keep Irina safe.
Suppose. Although, truth be told, I was referring to the sunlight.
There is that.
It is
Yes.
quite bad for my skin, you see. I do put so
of
much effort
character.
into maintaining it.
Out of character, was the light from Argynvostholt actually sunlight?
Kind of, yeah. I mean,
Alright.
you can see the light from here, and like at this distance, functionally it's not, but
Yeah.
Well, let's worry about that after the fight.
Agreed.
After all, I think now is not the best time to leave the walls, as they're being surrounded.
Definitely not.
But yes, I think afterwards, Irina, you and I can enjoy a little vacation.
I'm gonna just during this conversation, Katrina has been idly looking at the chess set and seeing what the position is like, and if she can ascertain whose turn it is to move, which is probably impossible with a chess game in the middle of being played.
Yeah, it's rather impossible.
Uh,
Do you have chess proficiency?
Fuck yeah, I do.
Then roll it.
I'm gonna say this is wisdom
Or int.
or int. I have better wisdom.
There is the white faction, of course, which
Yes.
is on. You sort of just assume that Valeria is because of where she's standing right now.
Yep.
But was Irina sitting in this spot earlier? Maybe.
I'm pretty sure she was sitting in the far spot. out of
I
character.
know, but
Yeah.
you think
As
you know.
Katrina.
Yeah, as Katrina, you think you know. You're not overly confident, but you think you're aware. Maybe there's like where they're standing now biases, but
I'm just gonna idly ask, out of curiosity, which color's turn is it to move?
Oh, it's Irina's turn. Unless Valeria looks at the board, and Irina's like, no, I didn't go yet.
That still doesn't answer the question.
Of who is who.
The color on the board, whose turn is it?
Oh. Irina will say, oh, I'm playing black.
Using that 14, can I just like quickly try and suss out the position and like move what I think is the optimal piece?
You do see a
I wouldn't move it forward though.
there is a great opportunity
I will
to
at the very least point it out.
there's a great opportunity to take Valeria's queen.
That if it seems
But
too
doesn't she
easy,
still have two queens
then
on
it's
the board?
probably a trap.
Yeah, Valeria, that's not really a queen. Change it back. I was hoping you wouldn't remember that.
We were literally just talking about this.
She waves her hand and it's back to being a pawn. You can't blame me for trying, can you? And Irina just folds her arms and is like,
Either way, Katrina will prestidigitate a copy of the piece she would attempt to move and like set it down in the final position where it'll stay for a few seconds before dissipating, just to show what move she would make, what sort of gambit she would set up, or what have you. Just because I want to have this like small Queen's Gambit moment.
Irina's just like, why would you move that there when you could move it there and take that piece? Because you moved it to an empty space, as you said.
I would have done whatever I thought the optimal move was, whether that is
Yeah.
capturing a piece or moving it up to set up for a future.
No, in your case, you
flank.
choose to move it to an empty piece for a setup. But Irina's like, but you could take a piece now.
I'm going to move the piece to where she suggested, and then point out the fork that Irina would have very readily opened up to Valeria,
Yeah.
where by moving the piece out of the way, she allowed Valeria's bishop to advance and fork both the queen and a rook.
You see, darling, you're still a little too aggressive.
Marcus is just looking at him like, this is why I don't play chess.
It's not about winning the battle, it's about winning the war.
All right, fine. I'll stay safe for now.
You'll have your time in the sun. Sorry for the offense.
Valeria forgives you. You say your time in the sun. She's just like, excuse me?
Let's put it this way. You will have your moment. Unless
Yes,
you have any other...
and when you do, you will shine even brighter. What, brighter than the sun? Yes. We'll move over, put a, encouraging hand on her shoulder.
That won't be good for your skin.
But isn't the sun, like, really bright? Like, outside the fog?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Irina,
that's
close your
just,
eye. Irina,
that's just
close...
how much confidence I have in you. Sorry, what were you gonna say, Katrina?
Irina, do you mind closing your eyes for a moment?
Okay.
Katrina will sort of cup her hand and cast the light cantrip, which is not actual sunlight. And she will sort of hold it up so the light is shining directly in Irina's closed eyelids, like an inch from her face. So she can, see the light through them. If you want, feel free to open your eyes and know that the sun is even brighter.
I'm good, thanks.
I'll let the light blink out. Out of character, I don't know why I did that. I'm fucking tired.
It was funny though.
Yeah. You see Valeria practically glowing in the light. That's how pale she is. Actually, it's really bad. Yeah, the light is also in your face because you're casting it, but it just reflects off Valeria, and you're just like, oh. Marcus, your eyes hurt.
I
I
You need
did
a drink.
I did look right
cup
at it.
my... Yeah, I did
No,
also,
Marcus. It's just from Valeria's face.
Oh.
You're just like, ow, my eyes hurt. I need
I
a
did
drink.
also cup my hand to try and decrease where the light shone into a single
Yeah.
direction.
I mean, it's just for a moment, but you're like, wow,
Yeah.
Valeria's pale.
Anyway. Well, unless you have any other advice or suggestions, figured you'd want to know what was going on given the situation, and
I think the illusion is your best bet. And if you need something more tangible, you could always use a spell scroll.
that is fair.
I believe the library has some copies of Disguise Self and Alter Self.
Is a very good point. Unless you have anything else to ask Marcus, I believe we can be on our way.
No, good. Wait, what were the two spells you said?
Alter self, disguise self.
Oh, okay. I know one of those.
What, are you going to pretend to be Irina?
Probably not.
Honestly, that would be funny. I'd love to see it.
Yes, they'd never see that one coming.
Anyway, we should
Alright, you head out.
we head out, do the same sort of teleportation trick that is a second 4th level spell slot down for the day. Let's hope they don't attack tonight.
Well, one can only hope. But I think we will find that out next time.
Reminder for next time, and I'm going to put this in chat so the players don't forget. Have the scene with Misery and Rowena.
Blacksmith adventure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry if we kind of hogged the spotlight that time.
It's fine.
I'm like super happy that a gaming proficiency of all things was impactful.
Oh, I should end the stream.
Yeah, I
now.
had fun with that.
Thanks for tuning in.